Why do people get addicted to drugs and alcohol? Once a person has reached the addict level of drugs or alcohol use, that person is no longer able to just stop their addiction. So why is that? People make start-stop decisions all the time. Why is stopping so difficult for an addict? Let's take a closer look at the problem of addiction. It has been understood for a long time that drugs and alcohol cause dopamine to surge in the brain's reward and prefrontal regions. These areas of the brain control pleasure, decision-making, judgment, and self-control. The artificial insurgence of dopamine in the drug or alcohol user's brain causes a feeling of pleasure, altering the perception of the user. The use of drugs or alcohol repeatedly over time causes the brain to become less sensitive to the effects of dopamine. The tolerance is built up, which demands an ever-increasing amount of drugs or alcohol to allow the user to feel the same degree of pleasure. Over time, the repeated use of drugs or alcohol causes the brain to stop functioning in a normal way, and the dopamine-induced pleasure sense within the brain becomes almost non-existent. For the user, the only way to feel pleasure is by taking the drugs or alcohol. At this stage of use, the user becomes addicted. The user is now an addict. Why can't we just stop? Seems like we made a choice to start, so why can't we just make a choice to stop? Once addicted to drugs or alcohol, the addict suffers from compromised self-control and healthy judgment decision-making. The addict no longer feels normal pleasure. What was thought to be a harmless way to feel good has become something outside of our control, and this because we have altered the normal way the brain functions. The addict can no longer distinguish between healthy normal brain choices and their now damaged brain choices. Addiction is a disease and must be treated like a disease. Addiction cannot be wished away any more than cancer or some other serious disease can. Chronic diseases require treatment. Addiction often involves cycles of relapse and remission. Unfortunately, like other chronic diseases, opioid addictions cannot be cured. But there is good news. With the help of trained professionals, proper treatment can successfully assist the addict in developing a healthy quality of life. The opioid use in the United States is at epidemic proportions. Drug and alcohol problems around the world are increasing. Drugs and alcohol are a doorway to an artificially and highly damaging sense of pleasure experienced by chemical reactions taking place in the brain. Here is the question everyone must answer for themselves. Is the artificial enjoyment experienced through the use of drugs and alcohol worth it? For more information, you are invited to visit us at the Institute for Addiction Study. The link is in the description.